On this week's episode of Know Your CEO, we interact with Peter Lengapiani, the Chief Executive Officer at UWEZO Fund, as we look into the financial opportunities available and how you can access them. Take a look. Ever want to know how a CEO sees his world? And here's how. Apart from running an organization and strategizing, their key role is to ensure there is money in the bank. Our CEO this week is Peter Lengapiani, the CEO of the UWEZO Fund Oversight Board. Peter, thank you for creating time. Tell us a little bit about Peter before we even get to UWEZO Fund.
Thank you, and thank you for having me in this show. My name is Peter Lengapiani, the CEO of UWEZO Fund Oversight Board. Peter is just a person from pastoralist community who has found his way through the thick and thin, went through school all the way from Samburu, went through a process that having teachers as his mentors and people that I will aspire to be. But when I came all along, I realized that there is more than just teachers. It is a tough journey, but I have walked through, and here I am, and hope to the pastoralist young people that they can also make it to higher offices in this country. By then, I never imagined. I told you that the people I aspired to be is a teacher, because that was the highest level I was able to see and interact. Having even a perception that I will be a CEO of a government institution was not even in my mind.
Let's now talk about UWEZO Fund. Your primary focus, what is it on?
We have women, youth, and people with disability. Those are our target groups. They have to belong to a group for them to access funding for UWEZO. Our requirements are very easy. They just need to register with social services. They form a self-help group. They just make an application once they receive the certificate for registration, and they submit the application form. The only person who endorses that application form is a chief or assistant chief. They don't need to have a bank account or bank statement. They can give us those, books, the table banking books or records they keep at their on merry-go-round.
What if one person in the group of 7 is listed by CRB? Are they still eligible?
Yes, they'll still be eligible. Ours, we don't look at CRB at the moment. The reason is the security we have is that social security.
What is the minimum amount and what is the maximum amount that one can get?
The minimum we give is 50,000. But for startups, those who we are meeting them for the first time or the first time borrowers, we give them between 50 to 100,000. But we upscale with time, with a growth of between 150 to 200%, depending on how you repay and how your businesses are. We grow that up to 500,000.
Maybe someone is asking, what do you have a nice business idea presented to you? I'm not in a group, I'm an individual. Do they have access to the funds?
At the moment, we don't have funding for an individual, but that is one of the programs the board is looking into. And probably once the board look into in the next cycle, we are able to provide that lending. And it has come strongly from the ground. Every time we go there and engage with our beneficiaries, they usually ask us if we can have a product for the individuals.
Peter, the next segment of Know Your CEO is called Quickfire. At least we'll loosen up a bit.
Yes.
Get to know Peter beyond this beautiful office. Peter, what do you do beyond office?
I love doing community work.
What is the funniest business idea that someone ever brought and you funded?
The funniest business idea, probably I can say the unique, because I might not have met a funniest business idea.
What's the most unique one?
Yes. The most unique is a business requested by some young people in Turkana. And they wanted to do some chick business.
Yes.
And at first I thought the climatic condition there will not sustain chicken rearing. And these young people wanted to airlift chicks.
Airlift?
Yes, from Nairobi.
With a chopper?
No, with the normal flights. They just get the normal flights which go to Lodwar, and you know, they collect their chicks there, and then they go and you know, grow them, and then they sell them to the various markets. Then at first I said, no, this is crazy. This might not work.
Did it work?
Yes, surprisingly, it is one of best groups that the fund has funded. And these young people were able to get orders from the county government, from the refugee camps, you know, the military camp which is there. Those are the things they were able to see.
Peter, as we wind up, what advice do you have for young entrepreneurs?
I'll advise young people, you know, to remain focused. And most of the groups which we have funded, it's important for our young people to remain focused, be resilient. Don't forget the groups where they started themselves. At times, our young people are very brilliant. They have solutions to most of the problems. But our young people don't like procedure. The moment you tell these young people to move from point A to point B, this is the road you need to follow. Our young people will just want to hop from A to B without any link. And I'll encourage them. It's important that we follow the process. Keep hold of these groups. Don't disintegrate them. And if you must be with your mbogi for, you know, separate what is for the business. The profit you make, go with your mbogi wherever you want, you know.
Great advice.
Yes.
Peter, that's your camera. I'd like you to sign out for us and tell the audience that the conversation on Know Your CEO continues next Monday.
The conversation to know your CEO will continue next Monday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a wrap.
Thank you.